Told you I was going to get back to work on the boat, didn't I? Thought I was going to spend forever working on my living room floor. Let me show you what I'm doing here. Flip screen back around, okay. Remember I mentioned in the last video I needed to put some kind of a protective covering on the edge of this top cap right here. That's what I'm doing right now. I just found some pool noodles that were out in my backyard, and so okay, my grandkids lost a couple of their pool noodles, so that's what I decided to use to protect this edge. And it's got to finish a little bit of cleanup right here, and we will get this boat flipped over here momentarily. Stay tuned. Okay folks, welcome back. As always, thank you for watching, and I'm almost ready to flip this boat over. And I say almost because one more thing came up, just one more thing that I've got to do. Okay, no, I'm just messing with you, there we go, just messing with you, that's all. No, I'm ready to get it flipped over, and as you can see here, I've got the little edge protectors in place. Took a couple of old pool noodles and split them down the middle and taped them off to this edge to protect this plywood so we don't end up having an accident there. And I was gonna put this down on the floor tonight, but I decided not to do it because I'm actually going to need some help here, and I'll have to get my wife to help me get this little work platform out from underneath here. It's this little table that I built. I built these little platforms, one on each end, to set everything on top of while I put everything together. And I'm going to need to get this out tomorrow, but I'm going to have to pick the boat up. Somebody's got to pick it up, somebody's got to pull this work platform out. And the plan is to just bring it down, each end down about a foot at a time. And I'm going to set it down on this ice chest, and as you can see, the ice chest is quite a bit shorter than the table right there. And I'm going to kind of just rock it down. I've got another ice chest up here. I'm going to do the same thing up here at the bow. Get this big tub out from under it and set it down on that ice chest. And like I said, I'm just going to kind of just rock it down to the floor. Once I get it down to the floor, let me get back here. Now once I get it down to the floor, I'm going to go ahead and stand it up on the end and then just kind of scoot it around where I need it so I can go ahead and finish setting it down on its top. And of course, you know, I want to do that as gently as possible to avoid doing any damage. And so that's it. Didn't want to do that tonight. Didn't want to try to do that by myself because that's just asking for an accident to happen. And I don't want this thing to go crashing to the floor, making all kinds of noise. It is after midnight, and everybody else is in the house, sound asleep. So, yeah, you know, I can wait, you know, a few more hours and get my wife out here to help me. So, I will catch you in the next segment. Okay, folks, welcome back. As you can see, I've got the boat lowered down on the ice chest. I had to get my wife to help me out here just a little bit earlier to get this table out from underneath the stern. And so, like I said, it's I'm just going to kind of rock it down, just step it down until I get it on the floor. And I didn't show you that because I couldn't manage the boat and manage the camera at the same time. But I'm going to try to get this camera set up on its tripod, and then we'll kind of just take you through the rest of the steps here. Now, if you don't see me in the frame, that means I had to move around a little bit, and there's going to be some moments there where I'm going to move around. I will be out of the field of view of the camera, and again, it's because I can't manage all this work here and manage the camera at the same time. And so, you know, that just is what it is. So, stand by. Okay, here goes. Okay, now for the fun part. Okay, and just like that. Got to put the hole on now. And before I do that, got to remember one rib I got to bond in place. And you may have heard me mention that several videos ago, that just because of the way I cut these slots, and of course, you know, I was going through a little bit of a learning curve there when I was installing these ribs, and you know, just doing all the layout and everything. I kind of painted myself into a corner here where I was going to have to wait until I flipped the boat over to put this last rib in. So once I get it back up on the tables and get everything leveled to where we don't have any twists in the frame, then I'll be ready to go ahead and get that last rib bonded in, and then we can start on the hull. That will do it for now, and I thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Next segment. Okay, folks, welcome back to the next segment. Okay, so let's talk about it just a little bit. And I'm going to have a little bit of prep work that I'm going to have to do before I actually start putting the hull skins on. I've got some excess epoxy that I'm going to have to sand down, grind down, file down, whatever. I've got to get that stuff cleaned up right there. I actually had a little piece get bonded to the bottom of the stern right here, and that actually came from this block right here. I don't know if you can see that. Just little stuff like that. I've got to finish putting some fillet beads in some places, like right here. You saw me put these gussets in a few videos back. Now that I've got it upside down, I need to come in here and lay some fillet beads of thickened epoxy in. It's just a lot easier to get to now. And then let's see, there was one other thing here. Oh, well, got to do some sanding just to get everything nice and smooth, you know, so that we don't have any sharp edges. Got glue, excess glue right here that needs to be trimmed off. And so it's just little things like that that I'll have to take care of before I start putting the outer skin on this boat. So for right now, I'm going to get it back on these tables. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to set the bow up. I'm going to set that blue ice chest underneath the bow, and I'm going to kind of try to just seesaw it up to where I can get this table underneath it, try to do it all in one motion. So I'm going to do that off camera because, like I said, it's just hard to manage the camera and try to manage this boat at the same time. So next segment, you will see this boat already set up on the tables. See you then. Okay, folks, welcome back. So here's what I did. I took this blue ice chest right here and set it underneath the bulkhead, and I used that for a pivot point, and I turned the structure of the boat into kind of like an off-center seesaw. And I came back here and just lifted up, and I'm tripping over stuff here. But anyway, I lifted up the stern end with one hand, and with my other hand I was able to slide this table underneath the stern, and I've got that set up on this end. Now I just need to do the same on the other end. And what I've got to do is I've got to get this table in position over here so that I can do the same. I'll just lift it up with one hand and slide this table underneath the bulkhead, and then get everything propped up and shored up the way I need it to be, so that everything is nice and level with no twists in the frame. And okay, yeah, let me get to work on that. I'll see you in the next segment. Okay, that went well. I've got it sitting on the work platforms now. Got them all shored up underneath the stern right here and underneath the bulkhead. Everything's nice and even. It's not twisting like a drill bit, and so it's basically ready for me to start putting the hull panels on. But you know, like I mentioned in that previous segment, I still got some cleanup to do at some of these joints. I have some excess glue to clean off. There's going to be a little bit of prep work. But one of the things that I'm really pleased about with this boat, and it is the lightweight. I was actually able to lift this with one hand, and right now I'm holding the camera in my left hand, lifting with my right hand, and doing these presses here with it. And I don't know if you noticed in that earlier segment, I don't know if the camera caught it or not, but when I had this boat stood up on its side, I actually had it lifted up off the ground, and I was kind of showing off a little bit there like a power lifter. And trust me, I'm not a weightlifter by any means. The boat is just that light. My best guesstimate, 75, 80 pounds, all of that. And that was the primary goal, was to make this boat very lightweight, because it is being built for inshore fishing, and that means it's going to be seeing some skinny water. Maybe sometimes water as shallow as maybe 12 inches, maybe even shallower than that, maybe less than a foot deep. And I've achieved my goal of keeping the structure as light as I could possibly make it, while not compromising strength. So that's all I have for you for right now. The other thing that I mentioned is this rib. I've got to get it bonded in, and once that's bonded in, and once I take care of some of the little fillet beads right here, I've got to come in here and put a fillet bead in this area before I put the whole skin on, because I'm not going to have access to that once the side skin's on. I've got to take care of little stuff like that, and then once all that's done, then we'll be ready to break out the scarfing sled and start cutting the plywood sheets and start making my pieces for the hull. So until next time, thank you for watching, and we will catch you in the next segment. Okay folks, I'm going to wrap it up. That'll do it for this video. I've got some errands to run this morning. I'm sitting here in my truck getting ready to head out. But I'm going to forego my usual devotional that I do at the end of these videos, and instead I'm just going to ask that everyone pray for the situation that's taking place in Israel right now. The Bible says that we are to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and that's what I'm asking you all to do. So until next time, God bless you all, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.